Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. Okay, so because of where I am today, I wanted to make this video. And this is really about a video about how to really give, how to let go, how to forgive, and all of that good stuff. How to love, really. Or making you reflect within yourself to truly love more. And how is it, how can you discover if you are in resonance of love? Your life experiences are actually telling you if you are. Now, as when I knew that God was shaking me, I knew. Now, this is something God says, that God knows who you are by your heart. God knows every single thing about us because, well, one, we are always connected by our neutrons, electrons, and protons. Whether or not we are more carbon-based or becoming crystalline, there's a continuous connection, whether or not you realize your connection to your God source or not. There's a connection. And I knew, again, when God was trying to shake me loose, my heart, my mind, and my heart knew there's a handful of things that I truly had to learn. I've expressed that I knew I had to get over my fear of drowning. That is the fear of death. When we are in fear of death, of course, we don't believe in everlasting life. And we will never be able to become whole if we are afraid of death. So, and that includes my fear of drowning. It's not just the fear of drowning that I was afraid of. I was afraid of dying, which meant that I was afraid of illnesses, disease, any type of lacking, okay, stems from a fear of death. The fear of death is the reason why we are not whole. So we know within our heart what we need to do at all times. At all times. And I knew that there were a set of things, like I said, that I had to learn or had to let go of and had to learn to love more in order to truly become. So like I said, I had to get over my fear of drowning. I conquered that fear, gosh, was it 2 years ago? And yeah, last summer, and I knew that this summer I was going to go back and double check and make sure that I was no longer afraid of drowning. So I conquered my fear at the beach last summer. And I don't know what video it is that I told about that story. I think it's a very heartwarming and very beautiful story. I will do some research and see where it is in my on my YouTube channel, and if not, I'll go ahead and make another video because it is something that I think that can inspire another individual. And so I conquered it again, and I made sure this summer to go back into the ocean and make sure that I was no longer afraid. And of course, I confirmed my fear was over with. But again, when you have already, in order to learn a lesson, you have to take an action. No ifs, ands, or buts. In order to have faith, you must prove faith. In order to be loved, you must prove love. In order to forgive, you must forgive. So, and I knew that my relationship with my husband was going to have to be corrected. And that meant to me, I knew that meant that it was nothing to do with my husband. It had everything to do with my perception of my husband. And here's a quote. I was watching a movie yesterday. Let's see if I have it correctly. And the man said, to truly know each other, one must know themselves. And that's true. If in order for you to know anybody else, you must first really know who you are internally. And our pain, our limitations, our fears, our judgments, Our past experiences have nothing to do with our true inner being. Nothing. So the question is, questions you have to ask yourself. And you know the lessons that you must learn, okay? How are you treating the people in your life? You know, I've heard so many stories about people, well, getting divorced because, you know, their other person will not change. They stop associating with family members because, you know, they keep judging them. So they stay away. Now, these are all things that I know that people have to learn. You have, you know, I'm not saying I never had a point in my awareness to my awakening that I had to step away. But my heart always told me it's okay to step away, to take some time to regroup, to rethink about everything, and to see why you're feeling this way. But my heart always had this tug and pull. My heart always said it was not right for me to walk away. And this is my perception. Okay? You have to learn this, and you have to see where the value is in your life, in your lessons, and what the value is of loving unconditionally is. God has taught me that love is everlasting. If I was giving up on someone, walking away, then that's exactly what I'm doing. Giving up and walking away. Am I loving that individual? Now, here's something that you must understand. You must learn to love yourself, but you must learn to love others. Both must be selfless. And again, I can't tell you what's right and what is wrong. What I am expressing here, your heart is telling you the true answer. If you're feeling guilty at the end of the day, if you're thinking again at the end of the day or every month, wow, maybe I didn't make the right decision in, you know, breaking off with my family, or I wonder what would have happened. You know, that's guilt. That's not trusting in the decision that you have actually made. And it's actually love and Source speaking to you and asking you to kind of reassess the situation. And how can you find true forgiveness for everything that you have experienced with these people, with these experiences in your life, and move forward successfully. In my marriage, here's an example, in my marriage, and I'm not going to go across the board about every single thing that's happened. What I believe is bad is going to be completely different from what your perception of my marriage has been. But I thought it was disastrous, and it was not the idea. It was not the fairy tale marriage that I had envisioned, that my heart is expressing was possible. I had to stop trying to make my husband be somebody that he wasn't attempting to be. That means that I was trying to make him be in my own image instead of his God-given image. That means I'm trying to change him to match me. I had to look within myself and say, why am I trying to change him? What is wrong inside with me that I am seeing that he is less than? Less than. When we are living in a more carbon-based reality, when we are living in 3D reality and negativity, what we actually see in other people is a reflection, is a projection now. It's a projection of your own inner turmoil. The beautiful thing is that when you become crystalline or step into full love, you see from spirit. And I hope to make another video about that because it also goes along with my orb. You see what spirit sees in another individual. If you are not seeing what spirit sees, then there's quite possibly a lesson that you need to discover on your journey here. So, are you loving more? Are you forgiving more? Are you letting go more? Are you hating less? Are you judging less? Are you reacting less? Are you doubting less? Are you fearing life less? Are you providing more compassion? You know, I have now an experience here. God has given me a great opportunity today, or because of where I am in my journey, to offer the greatest form of love, and that is true compassion and true giving. Love, true love, is always giving and will never stop, and will never have a negative thought or emotion attached to an action. That's another way that you can see how much progress you have made and how much love that you really are. By when you have an action and you take it because you're trying to be a good person, like, you know, you're trying to do something right for somebody. I'm going to go ahead and do this because, you know, I love them. But really in your mind, you're cursing them and you have so much tension in your body and your heart. There's your answer. It's not love. But you have to teach yourself to be love. So, acting, okay, I'm going to do this. Oh, and you have to witness your own inner turmoil. Oh my gosh, that fight. I'm doing this, but I'm really hating this every step of the way. When you can witness yourself having that inner dialogue, you become more aware. Okay, now this inner dialogue isn't right. It's not really reflecting love. My actions are trying to tell me that I'm loved, but my inner dialogue isn't matching what I'm doing. That gives you an opportunity to change. And this takes time. I noticed what God has done for me today. And I'm so much closer. This has been hanging over me. And it's been the last part, the last aware part of me that I had to fix. It's been my greatest struggle here through my awareness of my ascension. I knew it was going to be my last lesson. And it's humbling today to know that I'm aware of my inner growth, my inner selflessness, and the inner reflection of Spirit working in me. So I just wanted to share this story with you today. And I really hope that it brings more wisdom into your own life so that you can truly become everything in the eyes of Spirit. But this is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.